wait is over. After a long, cold winter, Blue Jays baseball returns under the sunny Florida skies in Dunedin, Florida. The fans are ready, getting their uniforms.
We're ready. First game. Go get them.
Got hurt late in the season, but he finished up 4th in the league in batting.
Ground ball up the middle, base hit.
Bo can hit. There's no question about that. Now the process is, how do you become more valuable as a hitter? What are you doing as far as winning games?
And he'll take a 4-pitch walk. That one close at the knees. Turner pushes Bichette up to second with the base on balls, and a guy. 8 straight balls here, and the Blue Jays have the bases loaded for Dalton Varsho.
You know what's really interesting, Ben?
What? Here's the 27-year-old Dalton Varsho, who rips the ball to first. It's off the glove of Clemens and into right field. Bichette will score. Coming in home is Turner, and Dalton Varsho strides into second with a 2-run double.
He is.
Payoff again, and Kiner Falefa waves and misses at an elevated fastball.
Yeah, he chased one off the plate right there. Man, he got a taste of the big leagues last year.
Ball scoots away on the swing and miss, and Jansen's going to come home. It's 3-0 Blue Jays.
Yeah, that was really interesting. Garcia, the catcher, just had a clank off his glove on a swing and miss.
The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Allard strikes out a pair to end the inning, but the Blue Jays are up 3-0 after their first spring training inning, and Dalton Varsho drove in a pair with a double down the right field line. Back in a moment on SportsCenter.
Man, it's having a big brother is one of the coolest things that I get to say that I've done, being the little brother. Go and get it. So, you know, just getting stronger, getting ready for the season, and sorry, I can't hear.
Wilson has made this a 1-run game as he takes Pearson over the left field line.
But yeah, just, you know, absorb as much information from the veterans on this roster, whether it's position players or pitchers. I mean, these guys hit for a living, and you know they know pitchers. So you know, just how they attack, how they keep their composure. Just watching them be professionals is really cool.
Yesterday, good. You're going to get your team back on offense. You're going to keep the defense on their toes, and strikes. It's something everybody on the team loves to see.
Nate Pearson there showing
into their arsenal to help them be more effective.
Fastball hit high to center field. Racing back, Varsho looking up, and that ball is gone. Scott Kingery takes it out of the yard, and a pair of home runs for the Phillies have knotted this game up at 3.
Well, the Fighting Phillies, they're a good team, and they've got some good depth in their minor league system as well. And, of course, we don't see the A-team here today, first game of the spring. By Schwarber and Harper and Bohm and all those guys, you want to get into the mix. Scott Kingery is an interesting guy. Of course, he signed that lucrative contract before he ever played a day in the.
Here's Aramis Garcia, the catcher. And the first one's roped through the 5-6 hole into left field. For Pearson, another interesting facet, because, you know, he throws so hard, and people then expect, thinks that they're a contending team that he can be a big part of. And he sprays the ball to right field. That's down into the gap, cut off by Varsho. Rounding second, headed to third, Garcia, but a strong relay back in will keep Merrifield at first. First and third now with 2 outs.
And Blue Jays got him in a AAA Rule 5.
Ground ball goes right by him, and they can't make the out at second. Espinal looked like he was in between, stepping on second for the force and throwing over to first, and that will force. Mendoza gets another ground ball, this time to Bichette. His first defensive play of the spring is right on the money to end the inning. The Phillies strike back with 4 runs, though, including Weston Wilson and Scott Kingery home runs to take the lead.
Shape on their overall pitching staff, and it's just going to be a matter of who they think might be a good fit.
That one off the handle, but it works for Bo. He's 2 for 2, and he's only seen 4 pitches. He's been really aggressive so far.
Many home runs as they have in the past, and they're going to have to score runs in a different fashion.
Turner with a line drive past the leaping Sosa into left center field. Bichette scores, and the Blue Jays have tied it up as Turner and Bo come through again.
Well, that's going to be something you're going to say, oh.
Danny Jansen ropes a ball to the left field corner. That's down in fair territory. Jansen looking for extra bases. The throw to second, not in time. And the Blue Jays have something cooking here with nobody out in the bottom of the third.
Danny Jansen, we talk about his getting back to what his ball will do the same.
Varsho looking for one of those. He loops the ball to right field. That's down for a base hit, falling in front of Dahl. Britton scores. Jansen up to third. And speaking of clutch hitting, Dalton Varsho with 3 RBIs here in his first game of the spring.
Yeah, you know, Dalton Varsho.
Isaiah Kiner-Falefa puts a charge into the ball. That's down in left center field. Running Jansen and Varsho headed to third, and the Blue Jays are up 6-4. There's the first hit in a Blue Jays uniform for IKF, who smoked that. Everybody out. The Blue Jays with 5 hits this inning, 4 of them singles. Runner go and throw to second in time, and Kiner-Falefa is thrown out.
A good strong throw by the catcher to the outfield and pick up that extra run.
He won't chase on that pitch in the dirt, so he'll take a walk. And runners on the corners now for Nathan Lucas. 29 years old, spent most of the offseason with his 2-year-old daughter, and he sends the ball deep to center field. This is more than deep enough to score Varsho, who tags at third and will come home. A sacrifice fly for Nathan Lucas, an RBI, and the Blue Jays are up 7-4. A big case of that potentially this offseason with Kevin Kiermaier, who talked about when he was signed how surprised he was that there wasn't a bigger market for him. Pop up to third, Castro charges in, and he'll make the squeeze to end the inning. The Blue Jays score 4 runs on 5 hits, including a Danny Jansen double to take the lead.
And physically, it's demanding.
Ground ball pokes softly to short. There's the new shortstop, Leo Jimenez, and his throw goes wide. Jimenez kind of led Horwitz, the first baseman, into the base path. And the word.
And it's pristine. It's a beautiful field.
Hard ground ball through the right side. A second base hit of the day for Clemens. Rounding second, headed to third, Sosa. And the throw will be cut off by Jimenez. Back-to-back singles now for the Phillies, who threaten with nobody out in the top of the 5th. In that game. 1-0 is tagged down the left field line. Fair ball. That'll score at least once. Jogging in home is Sosa, and they're going to give the wave to Clemens as it's still stuck in the corner. Clemens will come in without a throw. It's a 2-run double for Weston Wilson in a 1-run ball game. At short, Aurelvis Martinez is at second for the Blue Jays, and a ground ball up the middle. Jimenez with a dive, but it's right past the glove and into center, a base hit. David Dahl drives in a run as Wilson comes home, and it's a tie game at 7. Right-hander fires home, and it's looped over the head of Martinez, down in right center field, a base hit. Trying to go first to third is Dahl, and the throw cut off by Martinez. So 5 straight hits here for the Phillies off of Zuleta. Haven't seen it until this year, and I think you could get lost in that complex if it was your first time very easily. There's a walk to Castro to load the bases here with nobody out. And it just changes. Jimenez and Martinez up the middle. Swing and a miss, strike 3 against Garcia. And Zuleta finally has that elusive first out. Brito with a broken bat grounder to short. Jimenez is going to go the safe way to first, and he records the second out of the inning.
Yeah, Brito got jammed. Zuleta got that ball in a good spot.
Last year, and was one of the better defensive center fielders in baseball in that time. He hits the ball hard to straightaway center. Varsho back at the wall, and it squirts out of his glove as he makes contact with the blue wall. 2 runs in to score, and Rojas at third with a triple.
Varsho had a chance to do this over. He might have turned and gone with the ball a little bit more. He tried to drift back on it and never got back in position to really make a catch. It's a lot, but he's cutting that down, and using the whole field.
3-2 is hit hard on the ground to short. Jimenez with the long throw. It's high, and the Blue Jays cannot record the out as a run will come in to score. The former Blue Jay 13th rounder Trevor Schwecke gets aboard here, and a bullpen. Line drive off the end of the bat, 6 into right field for a base hit, picked up by Lucas, and this Phillies offensive inning continues. They've had 11 batters come to the plate in this inning. They've scored 6 for his development. 2-2 is lifted to right field. Racing back, Lucas looking up, and that ball is gone. 3-run home run, Matt Crude, and the Phillies have scored 10 runs here in the 5th.
Welcome to spring training. You see a bunch of guys you're not really familiar with. The pitchers are pitching without a whole lot of scouting report information. In this small ballpark, the ball is jumping. That ball is up and away, and Kroon, he's got some pop, and he hits this one over the wall in right field.
60 runs last year at 50 extra base hits in under 100 games. Dahl hits it on the ground to second. Martinez picks it up and throws to first, and that will end the top of the 5th. Halfway through this one, and the Phillies up a touchdown. It's 14-7 in Bradenton, or in Dunedin.
Game, he can remind him, hey, you don't want to hit that pitch. You want to get something better to hit, and he was going to be an asset on the bench for them.
Rodolfo Castro coming up with the grounder, tosses it across the diamond, and there's last inning. Not to mention Carlos De La Cruz coming in right field, and a ball lined to right field that gets down for another Varsho base hit. He's 3 for 3.
And Bo, but overall, it's not the power-laden team we have seen in the past with this ball club.
Kiner Falefa with a looper to center. That gets down. The pinch runner Stuart Baroa up to second, and back-to-back singles. His last plate appearance of the game, 2 on 1 out, and he hits a ground ball past the first baseman into right field. Getting the wave is Baroa. Barger stopped at second for a moment, but he'll advance to third, and I think he thinks there might have been some interference potentially. Moving up to second on the play is Horwitz. Luis De Los Santos, that is, at second, and a ground ball chopped towards Bryce Ball again. It squirts out of his glove, but he recovers to flip it to first. However, that will be a run driven in by Lucas, his second RBI of the game on a ground out. Swing and a miss there by Eden, and that will end the bottom of the 5th. Blue Jays score a pair. Varsho and Kiner Falefa pick up hits and runs and come out of the game. Two called, strike 3. As Spino beats Muziani with an 89-mile-per-hour fastball, 1 down. 0-2, swing and a miss, slowed it down, and had De La Cruz way out in front at 73.
Yeah, that's the experienced pitcher on the mound.
Anything, they're going to at least at some point end up using a third catcher as the 3-2 misses. It's a 2-out walk. Blue Jays have had it for them defensively. 2-strike pitch is cut on and missed. Strike 3. Eric Brito goes down, and Paulo Espino strikes out 3 batters out of the 4 he faced to end the top of the 6th.
Power hitter along the lines of a George Bell.
Wow, that is quite the accolade or guy to be beside. A 1987 MVP, and Martinez there with a 5-pitch walk. We talked stint, and very possible that we'll see him start at AAA this year as he gets one off the handle, loops it towards right center. That'll drop in for a base hit. Martinez jogs into second, and the 2 Blue Jays prospects are aboard to start the inning as well.
Another guy that's in camp and leaning on these young players is Victor Martinez, who's on the bench there.
Fly ball lost to the side, and Zach Britton's going to reach safely there. That was a very awkward play for Shimon Muziani, who just got out there recently, and he just lost that ball for a moment, overran it down the left. Correct me if I'm wrong. A tougher Sky than they'll face a lot of the time in Toronto.
For sure.
Servant charges the ball to left center field. That's going to split the outfielders and get down. Martinez scores. Jimenez scores. Getting the wave. Britton is coming home. There won't be a throw. And Brian Servant in his first swing in a Blue Jay uniform clears the bases with a double to left center.
Well, that's in the field. He played primarily center and left, but he's interesting in that he's got some speed, and he's a switch hitter.
He pops it up to left. Muzziotti fighting the sun, but makes the catch. And that's the first out of the inning. Let's go down to Hazel May.
Last year, he had a little bit of an elbow issue, had some bone chips in his elbow, and he just hasn't had that kind of consistency you'd like to see. But he's got some power. Got a terrific arm, and
the Blue Jays had 2 last year. He had 3, and he takes a 5-pitch walk to keep the inning alive.
305, 12, and 85. That's pretty good numbers. And then you see him, and you say, "Wow,
Pops it up.
A little power in that small package."
Shortstop went out to make the play, and that will do it. The Blue Jays scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th and make it a 2-run game headed to the 7th.
A couple of Blue Jays in the minor league system also were Creighton Blue Jays, including Will Robertson, who makes the catch right there. Played at Creighton in Omaha. Alan Roden.
Former Blue Jay draft pick Trevor Schwecke up. Fluharty jams him. Pop up to shallow left center. Jimenez going out, and he made the catch. Nice play there by Leo Jimenez. Had to fight the sun on a tough angle and helps out his pitcher Fluharty. There are 2 down.
You'd mentioned what a good fielder that Jimenez is, and there you see the skills on display. That was another tough pop-up for hitters.
0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 1-2-3 inning for Fluharty. And we go to the 7th inning stretch in a tight ball game. 14-12 Phillies in day 1 of spring training 2024. Zach, not to be confused with the dominant closer for the Orioles and reliever for the Yankees for a bit, but he pokes it toward the mound. It's fielded by Ruiz, who flips over to first. 1 out.
But he got a little taste of big league pitching.
Line shot on a hop to second, picked up by Brito. It knocked him back into the outfield, but he still makes the play. 2 pieces of strong contact for Servin. There are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Baroa ready for the 3-2 again, and he's aboard. Hard work and plate appearance there to keep the bottom of the 8th alive.
And too, it brings it to us. You got to cut out those mistakes.
Outside, ball 4. Yeah, Baroa not forced, so it wasn't like some sort of 3-2 start the runner. That was a legit steal, and the Blue guys that are already there.
Yeah, the higher prospects.
Runners go, a double steal, but a swing and a miss anyway. Ends the 8th inning. Headed to the
flat breaking while it runs away from the right-handed hitters.
Called strike 3. Funky motion from McCain. He freezes Lantigua for the first out. It's a unique connection to the Blue Jays you wouldn't think of very often. 2-0 lifted down the left field line. Long run Muzziotti, and that lands in fair territory. Robertson with a wide turnaround first is going to head back. He's a guy who, through the first half of the year,
Stolen base into third.
Fly ball lifted to right field. Going back, and it's caught at the wall. Martinez nearly tied this game up. Or no, it wasn't. The ball's still in play, and the Blue Jays score a run.
The right fielder dropped the ball after he caught it. And Martinez.
Fly. Good eye from you on that one. It's a 1-run game and a ground ball to short. Throw across the diamond, and Jimenez, the final out for the Blue Jays in a 14-13 opener to spring training. If you missed baseball, this game gave you a double dose of it in the first game back for spring training.
Well, it sure did. 27 runs on 29 hits, and the Blue Jays didn't hit a home run, but they hung in there, had some good at-bats, and there were some bright spots on the pitching staff, but overall, not a bad game to start. And right now, John Snyder is acknowledging Carlos Fabulous in the dugout for a heads-up job of coaching right there in the bottom.